that you see in a lot of popular white drag queens on RuPaul's Drag Race. Their numbers on social media are giant.
Yeah.
And then their black counterparts don't really come anywhere near in comparison in terms of the statistics on like following count.
Well, I think it's implicit bias. You know what I mean? And
So people just don't want to follow the black queens?
I think that people, what their mind says is, I relate to Gigi Good, or I relate to Aquaria, or I relate to Violet Chachki because this is someone I either see myself as or someone that I want to be. Someone that I want to, something that I aspire to. So they just tend to follow them because they are more like them. And there are just a lot of white people in this country. And
Well, yeah,
especially,
13%
and
are
especially
black.
in
Yeah.
the fan base of RuPaul's Drag Race. And then also people like to point out exceptions. People like to be like, well, Barack Obama was the president.
Yeah.
Beyonce is all this and that and the other. And it's like, you don't get to point out the exception and act like it's the rule.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you get frustrated as someone who's been through the rigmarole of RuPaul's Drag Race when you see, you know, the Gigi Goods, the Aquarius?
I do. Yeah, it is upsetting.
Did you notice it on your season?
Yes, I did. It's really interesting too. Like even when you look at the top 4 of my season, we were all people of color.
Oh, that's true.
All of us.
Yeah.
Me,
Kimchi, Naomi.
and Chi-Chi were all people of color. So I will say this, on my season, well, actually, let me rephrase it. On my season, there weren't that many white people. And the white people didn't do that great. So the most...
Derek didn't make it to the top?
She made top 5. Top 5. Go off, Derek. But the most follow-up queens for my season are me, Naomi, and Kimchi. So the top people from my season are all people of color. But that is, again, the exception and not the rule. You know what I mean? It's interesting when like Drag Race will cast, like, the season will be half people of color. But then the fans gravitate toward the ones they see themselves as, or for whatever reason they gravitate toward the white queens.
I mean, so drag started very, 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 very political. I mean, that's basically where the art form kind of originated from. Do you get frustrated?
Well, yes and no.
Would you say that drag as an art form is innately political? Or originated as being innately political?
I mean, okay, I'm not a historian, so I cannot speak to the origins of drag and why. It may have just started for kicks and giggles.
Yes.
What do I fucking know? You know what I mean?
Can we safely say that drag has been political in the past?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you get, and as a political queen, do you get frustrated when other...
You know, the first drag queen in America was a former slave.
I didn't know that.
William Dorsey Macy. William Dorsey.
William Dorsey. No, I didn't know that. In New York?
No, not in New York. Was a let me make sure I'm getting the name right too.
Yeah, of course.
I think it's William Dorsey Macy. This is like recently talked about in American culture. First drag queen, William Dorsey Swan.
So the first drag queen was William Dorsey Swan.
William Dorsey Swan was the first drag queen, a former slave.
Was William political?
I think that William Dorsey Swan ended up being political because they kept getting arrested for doing drag and arrested for throwing these balls and for having these events. So that therefore they are innately a political person. There was this woman back in New York City. Her name was Holly Van Vos.
I thought you were going to say Tina Burner.
No, her name was Holly Van Vos, and she used to go everywhere topless.
Okay.
Because in the state of New York, no one has to wear a shirt if they don't want to.
I didn't know that. Okay,
in public
cool.
spaces,
even women.
Whether you have breasts or not, you can have your breast out anywhere, like in a public space.
And they can't arrest you.
They can, but illegally.
Okay, got it.
It would be illegal because she got arrested several times. She ended up suing the state and winning. But everyone kept being like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're this amazing activist." And she kept being like, "I'm not political. I just don't want to wear a shirt." Yeah. Because I don't have to.
I just want to be like my male crime.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not doing it to like
it's not a show.
Scene.
Yeah.
I just don't want to.
Yeah.
And because she was just doing what felt natural to her, she became an activist. So I think that a lot of drag queens end up being activists because of their existence.
Did you get frustrated when drag queens shy away from being political?
No, I mean, that's not for me. Yeah. I know that I am a political person, and some people don't feel, I have friends in the community who don't feel knowledgeable enough to go out and speak on stuff like that. And I understand that, not feeling knowledgeable on something and then being like, I don't know, should I say anything?
Well, like you said, you called some of your friends out. You had to call them one.
Yeah, but also, I mean, it's like how folks used to get really mad at Beyonce before she was doing political stuff, or mad at Taylor Swift before she was doing political stuff. And I'm not one to tell anyone what to do with their platform. I can only tell me what to do with my platform. I know what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because you're going to be with yourself.
Yeah.